Hey everybody, Lolly at the Third here with the Big Brain Boys. We're here to do the essential new player guide for Eternal. All right, or whatever other catchy thing I decide to name it. I'm so excited to bring this. This is a new player telling other new players not exactly how to play the game, but in what order is optimal to me. Right, this is all based on my experience and my opinion. So if you disagree, that's fantastic. I would love to discuss game theory wise what is the best way to manage things for a free to play versus a non free to play player. This is going to be covering free to play players. This is a free to play guide. And of course, you can insert money at any point. It will not make your experience any worse by any means. Okay, so step one, the very first thing you're going to want to know is you should sign up for the game with a friend code. So if you don't have a friend code, or you haven't already created an account, which I can't imagine you've come to watch a video about how to play the game and you haven't already done this. So it might just be an unfortunate thing. But if you join with a friend code, you get like 3 packs, a starter deck, a premium promo or something. You get some stuff. If you don't have one, right down the description, we're going to have a link for you right there, and you can get mine. And the rewards you'll be able to get, right here, we can show off that when you go to add a friend, oh, this is not the right thing. When you go to invite a friend, you'll get these different things. So you get like premium Wump, you get 3 packs, and the good ones to me are like 5 gold, right? It's pretty nice. And then 10, sorry, 5,000 gold in value, free draft ticket, and another free draft ticket. Like, you get 2 free draft tickets. That's fantastic. You can get so much value out of a draft ticket. I literally pulled 3 legends out of my 4 packs, and one of them was a premium, and that was one of the 3 drafts that I did. I'm sure that's not an average run by any means. I'm a lucky boy, and that's the kind of stuff that helps kickstart your collection in your decks in the Being Real decks. So let's get right down to it. We're saying you're already past that point. You've already gone to the description. You've clicked on it. We're friends. That's great. Moving on. First thing we're going to do after we finish the tutorial and everything is we're going to go to the link down below. That's right. We're right back to the same thing. Link down below. You can download a free campaign. This gives me no benefit, but you're going to want this free campaign. So you'll get the Jex campaign right here. It'll be free to play. I still haven't beat the entire thing because the boss battle is actually pretty difficult, and I'm just not looking forward to doing it. I'll probably actually end up doing it after I finish this video tonight. But nonetheless, you want to download that. You're going to get some free campaign cards. It's going to help get you kickstarted a collection, and it costs absolutely nothing. It's an Alienware deal. You just have to sign up for an account. They'll give you a link. You hook it up to your Steam account. Boom, you've got it. It's done. Now we're moving on to step 3. Step 3 is going to be that we're going to go after Gauntlet. All right. So there's a lot of things you can do in this game, and I think the first 2 things you need to look at are Gauntlet and puzzles. So I don't really care what order you do them in. Puzzles are going to teach you the mechanics of the game, right? And I'm not here to tell you about how to play better or any of those kind of things, right? We're just talking about while you're playing, what's the order we should do things in. So I haven't even done all of these. You get some gold, and gold is a great resource in the game. We know that you can buy packs. We're never buying packs. Buying packs is just horrible in this game. The free-to-play economy is too good, just way too good to do that. So I believe it's something along the lines of like 10, 30, 40, 50, 100 gold or something like that. You get like more than 200 gold for every single one of these you do, and there's a bunch of them. So go ahead and get that gold. We're going to spend it later. Don't you worry. We'll find things to spend it on. And then in Gauntlet, you're going to start out, and there is 6 ranks in every game mode, basically. And you start out unranked, bronze, silver, gold, diamond, and masters. This is what the little master things looks like. The best thing about Gauntlet is you get to play with a constructed deck, or your starter deck in this case. At this point, you're probably playing a starter deck. Maybe you even beefed it up with a couple cards you opened in some of your packs. And then it's free. So this is the great part. So it's free. You just click into play, and you get rewards. And the real rewards come in almost all of these game modes from the rank up rewards chests. Those are the best value chests in the game. So we're looking to, probably get 2, maybe 3 gauntlets defeated, right? So we're going to go all the way through. We're going to rank up from from unranked to bronze, and maybe even from bronze to silver, before we might plateau a little bit and be like, ooh, we're actually, our starter deck might not be good enough. And maybe you're just a wizard in starter decks. I've seen starter decks get as far as masters, right? So it is possible. You could literally grind your gauntlet all the way to masters with a starter deck. By itself. I have gone 6-0 in Masters with a starter deck, and then I lost in the boss battle. So that didn't feel very good. So it's definitely possible to do. Once we finished doing the gauntlet, the next thing that we're going to do, and I don't know what step we're on now, but the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Eternal Warcry, the website for deck lists, or Reddit, or Twitch to go talk to somebody about deck lists, and we're going to find what each of the color combinations do, what we look at and enjoy in the game, what mechanics we're going for. Say you want to play Skycrack. We're going to go find you on Eternal Warcry or Reddit or the Discord or somebody's stream. Go to a small stream with like 10, 20 viewers. They have the time and the effort and the willingness to give you one-on-one attention, and everybody in their chat will help you out, and they'll send you deck lists, and they'll get you started on that journey towards wherever you're going in Eternal. And once you have that deck list of the budget version of that, the colors that you want to play, right? Say you want to play budget Huru. That's great. You have that list. Now we're going to keep an eye on that list. We're not going to build it yet. All right, we're going to keep an eye on that list, and we're going to say, well, I know I want to build this. So in the future, when I get options in Forge, which are going to allow me to look at 3 cards and pick one, or in draft in the very far future. When we see the cards that go in that deck, we're just auto-grabbing them. We don't care if it ruins our run or if it costs us 1 or 2 games. The value of getting like a rare or a legend in those colors that you're trying to play is just too good, especially when it's in the actual deck list that you're looking to be playing in ranked. The value is too good to not take. So we're going to take that value. So now that we have the idea of what we want to play, and this could change, but you just kind of want to have a direction to go in, because you could get super lucky in Forge and end up running into like 2 or 3 rares that go into one of the 2 decks that you want to play, and the amount of value that is insane, because that's 800 shift stones for each rare of value that you just saved yourself instead of having to craft that card. And if it costs you like 1 game or 1 chest, it's not really that big of a deal. It's definitely plus EV, plus EV line to take. So once we've done that, we're going to go over to ranked. We're looking to get in here. So you're going to start out same thing, unranked. We're going to start grinding some games. You're going to have tons of quests. All right, the game's going to be trying to streamline you in a path, and we're not listening to the game. The game wants us to do some things, and they're going to give us free tickets for Forge and free tickets for draft, and we're going to wait on those. We're going to pump the brakes and just try to take things in a little bit more of an efficient manner, because in 1 month you can do some amazing things in this game if you could just try to think ahead and not get too impulsive. I got a little more impulsive than I should have, and I still came out okay. So if you go to profile, you're going to see there is these achievements, all right? And the achievement points seem to only be for bragging. I don't know. I don't really care about them. I haven't found a way to spend them or anything. But the rewards, these are real. So win a Forge without losing, 100 shift stones. That's 2 commons of your choice. All this gold. Gold adds up for sure. More shift stones. So all of these different things, like getting Masters in Forge, Masters in Gauntlet, these are all very realistic things to do in your first month. Silence 50 units, win 100 PvP games. Like this is, you could win 100 PvP games without ever technically leaving unranked or bronze or whatever. You know what I mean? You could just go like win, loss, loss, win, loss, loss, win, you know, and stay right where you are, but grind out those 100 games. Hopefully it doesn't take you 300 games to get 100 wins, but nonetheless, you get the idea. Killing units, all these kind of things, right? And then there's plenty of these that I haven't done myself. You know, playing all these Yetis, right? I think I've played all these Yetis in limited modes. I have never played a constructed Yeti deck. On top of this, you're going to have all your new player quests, right? And those new player quests are going to give you crazy, crazy rewards. So we're heading the ranked. There's rewards for like getting 5 wins and 10 wins in ranked as a newer player. Lots and lots of gold. You'll see the game's very friendly with giving out gold. At this point in my career, I believe, if I've done my math right, I've gotten about, in 1 month, 70,000 gold in rewards as a minimum. It's probably more than that, but I've spent gold on like different things. It's hard to keep track of how many times I've forged. It's hard to keep track of how many times I've drafted. I've definitely not bought any packs. I was fortunate enough from the very get-go to come into the game streaming it, and I had people come into the chat and help me out and tell me all these things I shouldn't be doing, which saved me a ton of time and effort, which allowed me to kind of scale up. And I probably in 1 month got the value that you'd get in 2 months if you kind of aimlessly played the game. That's why I'm making this guide. I want to help as many of the new players as possible really get a kickstart. And once you get to the point where you feel like you're getting results and you feel like you're getting really good value, you're going to start wanting to spend money on the game. You're going to want to stick around and play the game longer, and you're just going to enjoy your experience more. All right, so I believe at this point we've gone to ranked, right? And we know the deck list we want to play. We're probably still not actually playing that list because we don't want to just blow all of our resources yet, because every time we forge and we draft, we're going to end up coming into cards that are going to save us our shift stone. So we want to wait a little bit. You can just play with whatever starter deck you happen to like. And you can modify the starter deck, maybe throw in a couple of the rares, or even if you've gotten a legend in those colors from the packs you've opened. Legends are really generous. They're like 1 in 10 packs seem to have a legend in this game. I believe that's what I was told. So after that, we're going to go back to Gauntlet, and we're going to try to grind out as far as we can go in Gauntlet. At this point, you should be able to make it to Diamond in Gauntlet. So get to your Diamond and Gauntlet. Maybe you've gotten to Masters. Once you get to Masters, you don't really need to beat the Masters Gauntlet. The reward is not very good. It's like 3 silver chests and like whatever else. You're better off taking advantage of the fact that every day you're going to get a quest for 1 free pack. All right, you get 1 win in ranked, and you are going to get a free pack of the new set. And over the course of a month, that's 30 or 31 packs. That's literally as much gold value as I have right here if I actually spent it on packs, which, by the way, we're never spending gold on packs, right? So you're going to want to log in every day and get that, 1 done, and you're also going to get a daily mission, and the daily mission is definitely worth doing. Once all 3 daily missions fill up, sure, you can recycle them and change them, but you can't get any more. So you're going to want to make sure you keep an eye on your dailies and don't go too many days without getting one of them done so you can populate a new one in. I think if you didn't do all of your missions and you ended up giving up about 10 quests worth of rewards over the course of a month, that could cost you easily like 5,000 gold in rewards over the course of a month. So I think it's definitely worth logging in, getting your dailies done every other day for dailies. Like, you don't have to worry about doing it literally every day, but get your 1 game in and get your win in ranked. And then, of course, the ranked system rewards you for wins. So when you get your first 9 wins, it's going to go like this. Here's your first 3 wins. You get a bronze chest, and 2 silver chests. All the chests, I've been told, rank up at 10%. So you have a 10% chance of your bronze chest turning into a silver chest, or your silver turning into a gold, and so on and so forth. So that's really fantastic value. Basically, getting 3 wins every single day would get you a pack of the new set, 2 bronze chests, 2 silver chests, and then whatever other rewards you're getting from your profile achievements and stuff. So it's very much worth being in this point where we're grinding ranked. After we got done grinding ranked, we're grinding out Gauntlet. Once we finish Gauntlet, we finally feel like we can start Forge. Now, why did I want to wait so long on starting Forge? Well, I had friends who joined this game with me, and they got burnt out pretty quick because, sure, Gauntlet's really easy. Once you learn the game, you can build a deck good enough to take down, get Masters in Gauntlet, and you feel accomplished. You can win up into gold with most any kind of budget deck. That feels really good. Forge is the different animal. So the problem with Forge, right, is it's Hearthstone Arena style. Hopefully you know what that is. You get to see 3 cards, and you pick one of them and put them in your deck. You have to be really careful of your curve. Not having enough 2-drops can be devastating. The way the mana system sadly works is it incentivizes you to never really play anything that costs more than 5. Maybe in your deck you could have 1 thing that costs more than 5. The other thing, of course, that stinks is you have to play every single card that's in your deck. So sometimes you're going to pick a card because it's actually in the colors you want, because you want to keep the card, because you get to keep the cards in this mode. And it's going to make your deck much, much worse. So that's an unfortunate reality, but it's still worth it to do that. So you want your deck to kind of curve out and end at definitely like 4 or 5, because that's just the way the mana is going to come in. Everybody's going to be playing pretty aggro against you for the most part. You play against a random AI, and the AI decks range from horrible, and they will absolutely play like garbage, to just aggro decks that will stomp you, or everywhere in between because they have matchups like, say you're playing particularly no flyers and they have all flyers and they could just stomp you in the face. And then of course you have your bosses at the end, which are their own caliber of creature themselves. So your last match is always going to be against a more difficult opponent. So once you take care of your first forge, you get as far as you can. If you get 4 or 5 wins, you should feel good about yourself. If you did it with no help. You can also always go to Discord or Reddit, and you can look for some help and try to find somebody who will help you do your first forge with you. People will go through Discord and share screens and kind of walk you through your first forge, let you know what kind of resources and things to think about, your curve, what type of deck you're going to play, how you're going to deal with different types of threats, things like that. So once you've gone ahead and done your forge, boom. Now we're going to go back to ranked. All right, we're going back to ranked. We've grabbed some cards. We're going to start spending some dust. We're going to try to really actually build now that budget Skycrag deck or whatever it was that you wanted to play. Once we have that, we're just grinding rank so hard until we get to the point where like you've gone 1 or 2 days where you get on and you lose 3 games in a row, right? That kind of like we hit the wall. You know where it is. We hit it. That's fine. We're saving our draft for when we are better at the game. There's 2 schools of thought here. Some people say you just need to get your draft over and done with because of the inherent benefits of getting your quest out of the way for like new players and the value of just rare picking, right? So draft will always be better than buying packs, even if you just pick the rares and the legends and the uncommons, right? And if you literally go 0-3, it's just better value than doing that. You can pick the cards in the colors that you want to play for your Skycrag deck. My school of thought is that not only can you still do that, you can also win some games once you actually learn how the game works. But drafting, when you don't know the text of all the cards and stuff, it can be really intimidating. And once again, I'm trying to get to that same point where we don't scare away new players because they don't know what the cards do. They don't know what future cards they could pick that could work with the card they're looking at right now. Until you learn a little bit more about the card pool or about some specific colors, it gets hard to draft. At least in Forge, they're only going to show you 3 colors. In Draft, they're going to show you all of them. You're going to have to make a lot of different picks. Understanding how Draft properly works is really advanced and something that I don't even understand yet. So I give Draft a lot of respect, and we're going to wait to get there. Step 8. I guess we're on 8. My numbers say 8. Finish reaching Masters in Forge and Gauntlet. So if you haven't gotten... so at this point, you should have defeated the gauntlet, the campaign. I feel bad because I haven't actually beat the boss yet, but I'm getting around to it. Then you should get Masters in Gauntlet. Then now you should have Masters in Forge. All right, good. We have all that done. We're at this point probably in high like Gold 1 or even like Diamond 3. All right, and at this point you've probably played for about 3 weeks, maybe even a month. It depends on how often you're playing, of course. If you really wanted to like know life, you could do this all in a week, I'm sure. So now we're finally to the point where we're going to go to, no, not draft. No, we're going to go do the event. And not just any event, we're going to do the league. So the league is the best value in the game, in my opinion. All right, 12.5k gold, which would normally get you 12.5 packs. Instead, it's going to get you, depending on when you join, but normally what you're going to get is 8 packs, and then each week an additional 2. Although if you join at any part along this, you'll get all the previous packs as well. So if you join week 3, you'll just walk into 12 packs. You'll build a deck sealed, right, off of that. I recommend playing flyers or aggro decks because those seem to be pretty good. So I played a flying stunning deck that ended up doing pretty well. And even though I'm rather a noob, we're in the top 200. And the reason the value exists in this is not only do you get 14 packs, which is above the curve of the 12.5, you get to enjoy the game and learn tons about the game. You see so many cards that you wouldn't know even exist in the game because they may not be played competitively or in ranked. You get to understand the mechanics better, which once again is one of the reasons the puzzles were so fantastic. And of course, there's more prizes, right? So just playing, you get another 4 packs. So the minimum value you could get from this is 18 packs and 1 premium uncommon, which literally all premiums always read. You could dust this and create any of that rarity card you want. So you could get any uncommon in the game you need for your Skycrag budget deck or whatever you're playing at this point, or maybe it's even a real Skycrag deck at this point. But honestly, you're probably not going to finish outside the top 1,000 if you play all your games. There's just going to be people who play and don't have enough time to play all their games, and there's going to be people who jump in and don't like their pool, and they jump out, and you can come back in and get a new pool if you quit out. So you're probably going to get top 5K. All right, so that's 7 packs. So that means most people are going to be walking away. Literally 10,000 or 999,000, or that's not right, 9,999 players are going to walk out of here with the original 14 packs plus 7, which is 21 packs. When you're breaking 20 packs for that much value. And let's not forget that you can also play the tiebreakers. So if you really wanted to in this mode, I believe you can play 20 tiebreakers each week and 10 games each week, which leaves to 40 games that count towards your record and up to 80 games for tiebreakers, I think is how it works. I haven't played that many tiebreakers. And that means 120 games you could play with this sealed deck if you really wanted to, which is a lot of content that you get just for the cost of the 12.5K gold. So now that we've at least started that, right? We got our 10 wins out of the way or whatever. We're like, okay, I've seen enough cards. I understand the mechanics of the game. I've been playing for 3 weeks or whatever. Now is when I would draft for sure. Now, if you used your first draft ticket to get your mission out of the way and all that kind of stuff, that's fine. But I wouldn't actually pay any money into drafting until we finished all the other things, like I said. And yes, we finished all of those things. Oh yes, don't grind Gauntlets Master. I think I did cover that because the rewards are just the silver chests. They're just not as good as getting your 9 wins in ranked is just always going to be better value. And then if you've already gotten Masters and everything and got your 9 wins in ranked, well, if you have a positive win rate in ranked, keep grinding ranked. Like, go all the way to Masters, man. Like, what's stopping you? So play the season league, get your packs. You could easily be walking out of there with 30 packs. I believe this season my reward structure is going to give me 27 packs plus a premium legend, which just says craft any legend I want in the game. Like, that's really good value out of that event. The other events are pretty high value too. I'm not sure how important they are for free-to-play players, but I'll tackle each of those in an independent separate video. So now we finally got to step 10. We're going to draft, all right? And when you go and draft, of course, you get to keep the cards. They have some really nice rewards when you do make it through and you get all 7 wins. You'll get 4 packs and like 3. I'm not sure if you get 3 diamond chests for beating like a bronze. I don't think that's correct, but maybe it is. Maybe the rewards are just that insane. But basically what we're saying is now you're finally going to get around to playing draft. By the time you finish your first like paid draft, you really should have a top tier deck at this point. You should be Diamond 2 or better. You should have your Gauntlets killed, that campaign done. You should be Masters in Forge. You should have your event well underway. And you should be rolling around to having a really nice collection. You should have more shift stones than me because I just spent some of them on garbage cards when I was a fool. And you should have lots of gold. And at that point, I will stop the video. That is how I would enter my first month of play if I did it all over again. That's not exactly how I did it, but I followed it pretty similar to that, and I had decent results. We did manage to end the season getting into Masters. We did not do anything for draft, like I said, because I'm going to save that for next month. Next month, I'm going for ranked Masters for probably both. I mean, it depends how far I de-rank in ranked and how many games it's going to take me. Since I do probably 90% of my play on stream, I'm going to want to be covering mostly the drafts to try to really get that draft Masters. I don't have to worry about my Gauntlet or my Forge. I should finish up my puzzles next month. I'm not getting into campaigns. If you're going to drop money, the value for spending dollars is in campaigns because all the campaigns give a huge discount, right? So for less than $10 or for $25,000 in gold. So there's a discount for spending real money. And then, of course, you can get premium versions of the cards for, another $20. So that's all we have today. Thank you so much for coming by. I hope you enjoyed it. I know other people have made similar videos in the past, but as a new player coming in, I saw that there was no real no-player guides made in the last 6 months to almost a year, and I wanted something updated that would really help new players out in a way to look at the game. Please stop by the stream sometime. We have a lot of fun. We're a very small community, but we all get along just fine. And with that said, I hope you have a wonderful day. Doo-doo.